Alrighty everyone, it's Crosskeys time again. I am your host Din, and this is ZeldaSpeedRuns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's switch over. Oh, excuse me. Let's switch over to the scene here. So it is Andy versus Shkoople. I think it's Shkoople. That sounds about right. It's got a nice sh sound in it. And commenting for us today is Wolfer and Wallkicks. Hello.
Oh, how you doing today, Walter?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really hyped for this. It's nice to have the tournament started again, and with it being Swiss this time around, we're gonna have so many good games coming up.
It's true. So you're an admin for this tournament. Tell us why the switch. Well, like this was previous tournaments, qualifiers into brackets, and now you're doing Swiss this year.
Yeah. So Swiss and double elimination brackets, they're kind of similar in a way, because like Swiss is usually like a double elimination bracket. Like if you lose twice, you're normally out. In this case, it will be like if you lose 3 times, you're definitely out. If you lose twice, you could still make it. But the positive thing is like you can still keep playing, right? Even if you get 2 early losses or like 3 early losses, you can still keep playing and just having fun. And that's the whole point of the tournament, right? Just having fun. So we thought that this might be a good idea to try it.
That's actually really good. And we have 2 great runners today. On the right is shkoople, clearly the superior runner here, over to this person on the left, whose name is Andy. Somehow he was able to get his usual Twitch name, or his regular name, just to be on Twitch. I don't know how you do that, but Andy over here, the runner-up from last year's tournament.
I did hear Shkoople say, I heard him on stream earlier saying this as, quote, 3 points, unquote. So we're expecting great things.
Yeah, Shkoople as a kind of came onto the scene last year. I think he made the finals in the mentor tournament, ended up taking the loss, but he's really worked a lot on his game and has improved quite significantly. So like, I think Andy's expected to be favored, but don't be surprised to see Shkoople come up with something great.
Yeah, the first round of Swiss is like loosely seeded, but even then, like, you cannot count out anyone in these races. Anything can happen, especially in Crosskeys.
And we're already seeing Shkoople take an insurmountable lead by being the first one to successfully fake flipper. This is a pretty standard starting route for a lot of Crosskey runners. They'll check Link's house, fake flipper over to the Witch's Hut, which is kind of an out-of-the-way entrance. Check the drop-down at the ferry drop-down here, and then Houlihan.
Yeah, and getting the dam here at the Witch Hut is pretty nice. They're gonna have that activated first time they go to South Shore.
Yeah, and that's something you always like to see, because sometimes that item can be a little bit isolated. It's funny watching people like find the dam and they're like, oh god, we gotta make sure we get this item like immediately, because sometimes it could be something important like a hammer.
Yep, it can be so easy to forget otherwise.
I had things to say, and I've already forgotten them. Clearly, I am awake in the morning. Andy gonna do another little fake flipper to kind of make this trek over to this ferry drop down a little bit quicker. Shkoople kind of just taking the long way around. That's a trickier fake flipper because it requires an up left input instead of just a regular like left input.
Yeah, it was a pretty good comparison to show like how much time it saves. It's not major, but it definitely saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, and that insurmountable lead that Shkoople had earlier has now been replaced with Andy having an insurmountable lead. We do get our first key. It is a small key to Turtle Rock.
So it looks like both of them are going to set up the Houlihan here. So this is like the end of that like normal, like almost standard route at this point in Crosskeys. So like at this point you got a couple of locations out of the way, and you also get some money. So if you get to find like any shops, you can just buy bombs right away, and you also have enough money to do the bottle vendor in Kakariko as well.
Yeah, and that's kind of the big reason why a lot of runners Houlihan. Andy's going to take this over to the Lake Hylia area while Shkoople is going up to the castle. This is kind of where we see usually the first little divergences. Runners tend to have different preferences on where they like to go after the Houlihan. We did find a desert over there at the, I think that's, I don't know. Someone lives there.
Yeah, it's the fortune teller.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's what he's called.
Oh, we got Kakariko Well in at Uncle, so that's pretty sweet. We don't have any bombs yet though, but we can still get the majority of those items.
Oh.
Yeah, but here we have bombs too, so you know that kind of works out.
Yeah, so yeah, that was really convenient for Shkoople to be able to get those bombs. We'll be able to kind of farm some bombs and have some and hold on to that money for a little bit longer. Andy got a Skullwood small key at cave 45 there, heading in the eastern area. This is a route that I usually take. It can be a little dangerous if you don't have any weapons because these Octoroks do a full heart of damage, and that can cause some problems, but he's looking like he's going to be able to get past it, no problem.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised he skipped the one chest in desert though. This is like fairly quick to get, and you can always take like a death warp out.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like if you do that, though, you kind of want to check these other entrances. Oh, there's a Moon Pearl for Shkoople.
Yeah, that's probably the latest Moon Pearl we got so far in the tournament. So,
Oh, really?
No, I think most Moon Pearls have been pretty annoying so far, but this one was definitely quite free. And Shkoople, remembering, could just send quit here because don't really have anything else in the starting area here to do. It's gonna sim quit to Link's House again, maybe take a similar route that Andy took here, or head down to South Shore. We do have that one item, and we do have bombs to check some of these entrances as well.
Yeah, I kind of like this because knowing that you have cleared the dam, you kind of want to see what this item is. Andy did find a bow, by the way, on Laser Bridge, which was at the eastern entrance, so and a book, I believe. So nice little prizes there for him.
Yeah, pretty nice pickup.
It looks like Shkoople is doing what you said. He's going to kind of head over towards this area that we already saw from Andy. But he also included the one entrance, kind of the Light World Hype Cave, which is a weird entrance that can kind of, I don't want to say get isolated, but a lot of runners tend to put that off despite how close it is to Link's house.
Yeah, it's just one of those entrances you never have to worry about in a normal run. So all of those entrances can be somewhat a little bit more forgetful in this kind of mode. Shkoople is going to go for this one item here. It's a one heart and a double heart beams, so that's always nice to hear.
I don't have either runner's audio, so I don't have to hear the heart beep. Shkoople, please be careful. You can go a little bit past the... Oh, nope. Andy's already in the forest. I assume that means our escape is in the forest.
Nice dodging there from Shkoople. Managed to stay alive. Got a heart piece, but not enough to refill his health here. It's not going to check the torch here. That's a little bit surprising, actually. It's pretty quick to check, but then again, you won't really need it until you have boots, and this place is very close to where your save point is.
This half heart is making me nervous. Andy, by the way, is about to do a quick ped check with that book. Oh my god!
So,
and just like that, we have a ped seed.
How about that? Yeah, there's a couple of keys that could be on pedestal without being a pet requirement, but this one is definitely required.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing that, and I mean that's a massive knowledge gain for Andy. You know, it's you never like doing pendants. Crosskeys you tend to be pretty thorough full clearing anyways, so you know you're likely going to be clearing a pendant or two over the course of the seed regardless, but knowing that you have to clear the pendants just makes it obviously so much better for Andy right now.
Now, I can't wait for Ganon to be behind Aga 1 as well. Get
that's going to be great.
All dungeons experience.
Couple of questions in chats. Swamp has to be a crystal because the pet is locked by all 3 pendants. And yeah, that's why Swamp has to be a crystal.
Right, so we're gonna get our first real look here at Kakariko from shkoople. There's a lot of entrances in here, so you usually tend to find at least a couple of good things here.
Yeah, and this is one of those seeds where you have, I don't want to say like a good way into Kakariko, but it's better than having, you know, your escapes at Useless Fairy drop down.
Yeah. Oh, there's a flute. That's really sweet.
That flute helps a lot. It's incredible how much time that can save over the course of a seed.
Yeah, you want to get like all of the good movement stuff really early because you're gonna have to traverse the entire world so many times. Oh, there's Aga 1. We don't know if we need to beat Aga 1 yet, but there's at least 2 items in there.
Yep, that was Magic Bat at the well drop down. So potential slightly growing that, you know, Ganon is behind Aga 1. Got our first big key to Turtle Rock there in Kakariko. And we did see the right entrance to Turtle Rock just north of Kakariko, where Andy's about to walk in right now. So you can do there's a bomb jump that you can do. It's kind of finicky, kind of precise, but there is a bomb jump that will let you get to that chest. Not in logic, but it is possible.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also quite close to your same quick point as well. So like even if they don't do it right now, they will still have access to do it like pretty much whenever they want to.
Yeah, so it'll be something that I expect both runners to eventually do. Do find Skull Woods here. We're gonna check the one chest here and then take a nice quick death warp.
Oh, a little bit slower death warp now, but you know.
Convenient mail upgrade is sometimes not convenient.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice for most of the seed. Maybe it's not for that moment. It'd be interesting if you could just wait with putting it on until like after you died.
Hey, our first connector. Kind of. You can bomb jump Turtle Rock to go left, but
yeah, it's kind of awkward. Some of the connectors, you don't want to check them too early because you can get like locked out, and then you'd have to come back to Kakariko multiple times. But it can also be easier to forget them if you don't like check them right away.
Yeah, but having the Moon Pearl though, it kind of might make you a little bit more interested, just because you know even if you find yourself in the Dark World, you can still check entrances. Found another Turtle Rock entrance there on Shkoople's side. He chose not to pick up the full magic. Oftentimes you see, if you find TR front early, you just kind of grab the magic, grab the free bomb, and go on your merry way. Andy throwing the bomb the wrong direction. Everyone does that.
Right, and we'll check this connector right away. We'll see if he get punished for it or not. No, this is fine. Yeah, as you mentioned, having the Moon Pearl does kind of help in scenarios like this.
And also having the flute, I think, is influencing his decision as well. Just because it's so easy to just flute right back over to Kakariko.
Yeah, that's quite fair. And we do find Pod here in the Outcast area, so we're gonna be able to get at least 3 items right now because Andy does have that bow as well.
Oh yeah. didn't even think about that. What if you mimic clips instead?
That would be kind of hilarious, but also unfortunate.
To do something in chat, I don't think we've seen the Sanctuary drop down, so Ganon is either Lumberjack, Vanilla, or Sanctuary. Oh, that's a hookshot cave on the shkoople side. No hookshot, but another connector.
All right, so we find out that Eastern is a green pennant, and as we know, we're gonna have to clear it. Shkoople won't know that quite yet. Oh, gets a fire though. That's quite nice.
Yeah, that is something that will help him a lot, kind of moving forward. Andy gets a cape. We'll be able to use his magic now to good use, and also gets a big key to Misery Mire. Going there in that Pyramid Fairy, but that does get a bottle. I wonder if Shkoople's going to walk back in and, nope. He's going to leave. I was curious to see if he was going to walk in and maybe see where that, what the fairy would give you.
Yeah. I think with already having a fairy in it, like, maybe you don't want to gamble with getting something worse. You'll find Swamp. We know that we won't be able to get most of Swamp until we beat all of the pendants, but we could still get the first chest if we find the flippers.
I mean, Shkoople clearly already thought he had the flippers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did not.
He has the wrong blue items.
And it looks like he's not going up to the eastern area just yet. Not checking these other things. I'm going to see this small key, which I believe was a Mire small. Nope, Skull small. All right, well, I had like a 30% chance of guessing, and I guessed wrong. Darn.
Yeah. Does have a little bit of extra health and safety coming in here to Laser Bridge, so
He has 3 bottles. I don't even remember picking up the other 2. The only one I can even remember them picking up is the one that was at the dam just now.
Yeah, to be honest, same. But should be able to pick up the book and the bow here as well quite soon.
Yeah, so that'll be really big for Shkoople. Getting a little bodied by the Octorok, and that's kind of the risk you take when you don't have a weapon here, is that Octorok can kind of be in a mean place. Andy finding the potion shop, the fabled potion shop of greatness, choosing not to do anything with it right now.
Yeah. Pretty okay location to have it. It's not the best, but with the flute, like most of the Light World locations are quite alright.
Yeah. This is going to be nice routing for both runners here, as Shkoople will pick up, like you said, his boots and bow, or not his boots, his book and bow here.
Did I wish I could just trade the bow into boots whenever you wanted to? That would be sweet.
That would be awesome. Although I was talking to Shkoople yesterday before the race, and he's like, if there's ever a seed where I don't want boots, it's going to be against Andy. Because I'm pretty sure Andy is the only person in existence who can hover.
Let me check that. Yep, that's factually correct.
All right, good. Although, to be fair, I was going to say, to be fair, I did watch Linkus run a Link to the Past randomizer for whatever reason, and he hovered without an issue. Like, it was amazing.
Oh, we got a chest turn, and then we got a failed chest turn, but also we got big key for Eastern and Gannis Tower, and we also got a red cane, so pretty good hype cave. Actually, now we can beat Eastern as soon as we find it.
That's good.
That's the dream. Never have to double dip Eastern.
Dream right there. Shkoople doesn't know it's required, but Andy will know that it is required, and so he'll be happy to see that. And also, with the big key and the Canis Maria Fire Rod, I mean, there's a lot we can actually do in Turtle Rock. We've already seen Laser Bridge, but there's some other areas we can get.
Yeah, the big chest all of a sudden is in Logic now, and you have a couple of more items inside of Turtle Rock that ends up being in Logic now as well.
Both runners in dark rooms. I'm not sure where Andy. There's a dark room there. I don't know. Shkoople, by the way, saving the old man using sonar detection and arrows.
Okay, that's nice. We do know where Magic Pad is, and we have access to get to it. And Powder is a very nice safety to have, just in general as well.
Yeah, and though not in Logic, we know that there's that the Magic Pad is just in Kakariko, so that's another quick check.
Okay, we find a bank of desert there. We don't have the big key yet, and so we're gonna have to leave that for now. But it's definitely something to keep in mind of. Just remembering where all of your entrances are is pretty key in this mode.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're going to forget Swamp Palace and then be forever sad. Especially since in this in this seed, Swamp is entirely a crystal. I'd be lying if I said I've been paying attention to all the entrances that Shkoople has seen on Death Mountain. I know we've seen the Back Desert, I know we've seen Hype Cave, I know we've seen Bumper Cave. I think that's the only things of note that we've seen.
Pretty much. We saw the rescue of the old man as well. But...
Yes, so that'll give us another save and quit point. Which I think ideally you kind of want it... Where would be a good place to have the old man save and quit point in the seed? I'd almost want to say the Mire area. Maybe in the pod area?
Somewhere in the Dark World at least. I feel like, especially with like the early Moon Pearl.
With the early Moon Pearl, with an easy connector in Kakariko to get you to the village with the flutes. I think ideally, yeah, you definitely want the old man save and quit point in Dark World.
Yeah, maybe like top of Dark Death Mountain would be pretty sweet. Well, that's like almost correct. But yeah. I mean, if you get a mirror, you could get some nice use of this. And here's Eastern. How about
Hello,
that?
Eastern Palace.
Yeah, Shkoople knows that this is a green pendant, but being a fully clearable dungeon right now, it's probably not going to say no to this. And it's going to go for this a little bit annoying bomb jump. We see he's trying to set it up, but like you have to be... it's pretty precise. And you can't really use like a normal bomb jump setup. So a little bit awkward that way.
Yeah, I would say he maybe moved over an extra pixel to the right. So basically you're kind of clipping yourself into this rail. And then you're basically using the rail to give yourself a little extra distance on this bomb jump. Just like that. And we find the lamp.
How about that? Alright, the lamp is in Logic.
Yeah.
Even though Andy won't know about that quite yet.
I know we don't know our other two pendants, but it seems to me like this game is giving a lot of early indicators to do the pendants early, if you know what I mean. It's a ped seed, but maybe like, okay, you're just looking at that as your go mode. But it definitely seems like, we have everything we need to full clear Eastern in Logic, which is a pendant. And like I said, we don't know the other two pendants, but it seems like maybe we're heading in a direction that we might be looking at an earlier head play than you would usually see.
Most certainly could be.
Oh, Lynn is correcting me. The bow isn't in Logic because it was on Laser Bridge, which is locked by an invincibility item or the Mirror Shield. And the invincibility item that we got was bow locked. quirks of random.
I see.
So maybe I'm wrong.
But then we also forgot that this is Crosskeys, where we don't care about the logic. So that's always a backup. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, double fire rod shots there from Andy, none of them connecting. So he's about as accurate with that fire rod as he is with the bomb so far.
It's a nice compass to Todorok. Has shkoople found anything in Eastern? I saw he picked up Ether.
Yeah, I think that's about it right now. But yeah, we still have the boss left. Just have one fire rod shot here, so it's gonna get the maximum use out of it. Never punished for not picking up the full magic earlier. He's gonna get a full magic from the boss now. All calculated.
You know, sometimes when you're just a gamer like shkoople is, everything just works out in your favor.
And it did take a death there. I think it was calculated, because we do know where the front is.
Yeah, and he had picked up the item off a chain chomp, so you're just gonna check to see where the entrance was. Apparently TR left is at Waterfall Ferry. Putting his NMG skills to use. Someone who is
very nice,
very hot on that, and gets his green pendant, his first of 3 required pendants. It'll be interesting to see if he turns that in immediately.
Yeah, I think where was that again? It was in close to CAC, right?
Yeah, it was just in South Kakariko.
Yeah.
But it looks like shkoople instead is going to head over. Not going to do a ped check, so not going to know about the Swamp Small yet. We say all pendants are required. Indeed, we did. There is a Swamp Small key on pedestal.
Imagine if, like, instead of having to pull pedestal, you just got like a third of what's on pedestal every time you beat a pendant boss. So you see a handle to like a small key or something.
That would be really interesting.
Okay. No Ganon behind Aga 1 today. But there's a big key. All right, let's go.
Oh,
we're gonna need most of the big keys.
Oh God. That's concerning.
Right. Now Aga Ganon can be vanilla instead, so we have to beat Aga 2 as well.
This is turning into quite the seed. Do find Mini Moldrum Cave here at the Lumberjack's house, where the boots are. We could have had those like 20 minutes ago.
We could have had them quite a while ago. See, that's normally where you would go when you're in like Lost Woods instead of over to Pedestal. But Andy having the book just decided to head over there instead. So probably would have had the boots earlier otherwise.
Yeah, and it looks like Andy's gonna steal the small key here from Desert, knowing that there is a fairly convenient desert entrance that's near Link's house. You can check to see what these 2 items are on the right side, and if there's nothing, then you can just save scum and be fine. Hello, Ice Palace.
Yeah, heading back in. We can check a bit of this. Don't have the hammer gloves, so the chance of us being able to clear this is quite unlikely. And also, if you go for, let's see here, yeah, we do have a small key, so that's actually pretty sweet, because then you could do the icebreaker still.
Yeah, and so I suspect shkoople will actually just go ahead and clear out this dungeon as much as possible. Like you said, with the icebreaker, this is actually going to be pretty quick, and getting that small key out of Mini Moldrum Cave a minute ago, very nice.
Oh,
Hit
gonna be
red
able to
mail.
stay quite safe now. Get a fairy and red mail.
It's funny. You normally like are happy to see mail upgrades, but in Crosskeys, if we're going to be death warping a lot, that adds time to the death warps, and we don't have the mirror yet.
Yeah, but what's worse, a slow death warp or unintentional death warps?
Oh, definitely slow death warps. So
Okay.
in that instance, yes, I agree that having the red mail is better. Walther is a smarter man than I am.
I mean, I didn't say it.
I said it. It's okay. Shkoople doing everyone's favorite icebreaker, where you place the Samaria block and then just kind of flail around a little bit till it works. I'm sure there's like actual inputs that tell you that actually help, but when I see it, I just see someone like flail around until they're facing the correct way.
Yeah. They get a big key for Feast Town. That's going to be quite required.
That one's a little interesting because when you find Thieves Town, and maybe say you have the small key as well, but without a hammer, you're always maybe a little hesitant to go to the back. But that Thieves big key, is actually hard locked. Well, not hard locked because we got it, but it's locked by the hammer. So it'd be a little interesting to see if when we find Thieves Town, if we're just gonna jump right in, knowing that we can have the hammer already for the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah.
And he found a map at Dig Game. And Shadow also correctly pointing out that on top of being hammer locked, it's also glove locked.
Oh, we get a mushroom from Ice Palace here. And we're going to go for that death warp. See, a mushroom, interesting. Shkoople have not seen Witch yet, so might actually be able to turn in that mushroom before finding it the first time around.
Yeah, and already having the powder, he's not worried about maybe trying to, save scum or fake powder in that regard.
Let's see if this is Ganon. Is it?
Nice try. That does mean our uncle is behind Aga too.
This is true. Maybe there's like 2 big keys there.
And he found Hyrule Castle somewhere in Dark World. I think that might have been Big Bomb Shop.
Alright, so Magic Bat today will give us 20 rupees. Not the most helpful item to get, but at least we're crossing off every like unhelpful item you get is like one step closer to actually getting progression, right?
Definitely. And something I've been kind of writing down as the seed has gone on, knowing that there is a big key behind Lumberjack, our big keys that are required to beat dungeons at this point are kind of dwindling. So we don't know Desert, Hera, Pod, Swamp, Skull, and Ice Palace in terms of big keys. So if, say, it's the Swamp big key that's up there on Lumberjack, we're probably not going to see it. Same with Skull, potentially with Ice Palace.
Is that death warping? 1 heart for getting hit.
Chat also saying you can pod clip to skip the Hera key, but what they don't know is that the hookshot is going to be in the Hera big chest. Haha! Checkmate.
Yeah, kind of hard to do that without the hookshot.
I don't actually know that, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
But did you not get the script in advance?
Oh no, do you have it? Can you share it with me?
I'll send it over.
Okay, good. But don't give it to chat because we like to keep chat in suspense.
Of course. Alright, so Shkoople is doing a little bit of the same adventure here in Turtle Rock. They get that lamp. It's pretty sweet to have.
And you're gonna set up a death warp here with the blue mail. The ball and chain guard only does a half a heart, but that's all we need. I was almost surprised that big key fell, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
Ooh, okay, sword. That's pretty sweet.
Out of logic sword, can't use it.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate then. What if you use it for other logic stuff like back of Skullwoods? Can you use it then?
Yeah. So you can use that sword only if you're doing out of logic things.
Okay.
And yeah, having said that, if we do find the back of Skullwoods, actually we've seen the back of Skullwoods, so yeah, so Andy can actually do Skullwoods right now. Hello, Tower of Hera.
Too bad we don't have the big key. You could have gotten the hookshot right away here.
It's true.
To get a small key from Mr. Meyer, that's, I think, not our first one, so it's not quite as impressive as it could be. So we got a key to Pulse of Darkness from Saha. That's definitely one of the better small keys to get. And we do know where Pod is as well.
Yeah, and that is a dungeon that requires a lot of hotkeys. I was about to say I think Shkoople is heading in that direction, but he is not. He's actually going to take the Fire Rod and check these 3 chests here in the front of Turtle Rock, which I like.
Yep, might go and check that right after this, honestly. If they remember that connector. Oh, well that's good to do before you go to Pod.
Yeah, that'll get him to the back pretty easily. So there's a lot in Pod that Shkoople has that he can do. Andy, meanwhile, about to find Eastern, which he'll know to full clear.
Yep, pretty easy decision here for Andy. We'll see what the last 2 items here in Turtle Rock that we can get right now is. And I think after we're getting these 2, we've seen everything in Turtle Rock except for the boss already.
Yeah, that's really impressive. And Shkoople remembering that he doesn't have a hookshot. That is something that I do frequently when I have the Fire Rod and the Canis Maria and no hookshot, is that I start going up and then realize, aw heck, I don't have the hookshot, and then I become sad.
Yeah, it's an easy mistake to do, because normally you would have hookshot in like a normal seed. Most of the times you would have hookshot before Turtle Rock.
What is this normal seed?
Like a non-Crosskeys seed.
Oh, okay. Those don't exist.
Yeah, not here. This is the world of shuffled entrances. We don't care about logic. We don't care about anything but fun stuff here. So we'll be checking a little bit of the... well, we did check one of the bonk rocks here, and gonna head into Agate Tower. Does have one of the small keys. Actually, I missed them picking up this, but yeah, this gives us both items.
I do not know where he picked up that Agate Tower key. Hey look, Shkoople has full magic. This is like the first time since he finished Eastern that he has full magic.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
All right, that makes sense.
Oh, not vanilla. I was really hoping for a vanilla castle tower key.
Yeah, that would have been kind of fun, honestly. Less fun for Shkoople because they don't have the sword right now. True. And probably don't want to commit that time for that big key yet, anyways.
I mean,
Maybe. I mean, it is a big key, but it's also like it's kind of awkward to do
Like-
all of that for use the big key right now.
But for a couple reasons, like say shkoople had a sword in the second castle tower key, like one with the boots and with the lamp, he could do Aga Tower. 2, it gets him access to East Dark World, and 3, it gets him that big key. It's like,
Yeah,
I
okay,
could
that's
see
fair.
in a scenario that say Andy picks up the second castle tower key before he dips back into castle tower, that he could just do it,
Yeah.
knowing what he knows.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I would actually be behind that decision.
Just a fairy there at Desert, which I know Andy checked. I forgot. Shkoople looking like he's gonna head over to Potion Shop.
Yeah.
I don't
think
think
they turn in the mushroom now.
No, I don't think so either. So he might actually divert to that real quick
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh heck, let's just get this check out of the way."
Yeah, looks like it. Not even gonna check the other entrance. You're just gonna turn it in real quick first.
To answer chat, it's not that Andy has forgotten that he has a sword. It's just that he can't use it because it's out of logic, and those are the rules. I don't make them.
That seems 100% correct.
He's
okay.
holding his sword then.
Yeah,
He knows
maybe
he
he
has it.
remembered. Maybe he remembered. Oh, you're right. Shkoople can't check the other entrance here because we don't have any gloves. That makes more sense.
This is true.
So speaking of that, it's gonna head over here, maybe all the way over to Ice Road Cave, where there is also an entrance we cannot check without the gloves. But with the like both flute and boots, it's quite quick to get back there whenever you want to.
Yeah, and Andy giving us the back of Old Man, which I don't think we've seen from Shkoople yet, so this will be a new area to check. Oh,
All right, that's pretty sweet.
hello, Pod.
So a little bit more awkward to go out from the back of Old Man, but it does give us access to some new stuff here we haven't seen.
Yeah,
Kiki is
and,
gonna follow in. He just takes a quick little hit there to get rid of Kiki.
Kiki was saying, "No, we're going the wrong way, buddy," and Andy's like, "Then get out of here," and took damage intentionally. So question chat, when does the sword become usable? Well, for Andy's sake, it becomes usable... Oh, Shkoople is stuck. When he finds the Hyrule Castle small key. Except that's not really how that works. He can use it anytime, but it is logically locked by the Hyrule Castle small key.
Right, we're gonna see the start from here. We only saw it in the dark earlier, but Andy didn't really check the other part of it. So we'll get to see where it actually connects to right now. Maybe we're gonna high five here. Close enough. And there's a Quake medallion. We don't really know what medallions are required to open up Tutrock and Mire. We also don't know if we're gonna need to do that, but like just getting them as soon as possible is always nice, so you don't have to worry about that.
I think rando rules dictate that if you have 2 medallions, that your entries are the third.
Yeah.
So clearly the answer is Bombos for both Mire and Turtle Rock.
That sounds about right. Or if you get like all 3 of them, you never find like a connector to Mire.
That's it. It's one of the things that when Shkoople popped out of the Pyramid Fairy is that he knows he doesn't need to worry about the 5-6 crystals. He doesn't need to worry about Big Bomb at all. And so that's nice knowledge to have. I suspect Andy will figure that out eventually.
Yeah.
Just little things like that can help put your mind at ease. Andy, though, is going to go ahead and take care of Mothula.
Oh, baby. It's out of logic, so you can use the sword here.
Heck yes. For those who are unsure, Mothula is actually locked by all 3 Skullwood small keys, no matter what. So if you're ever looking for the glorious non-Moon Pearl required seed, logically Skullwoods has to be a pendant. Walter, do you think we'll actually have a no Moon Pearl seed this tournament?
Probably not, but you never know.
Feels bad, man.
I mean, probably not in terms of logic, but we could still have like runners finishing without the Moon Pearl. It's gonna be a lot of games, so
It's true.
you never know. Right, out of magic, so we're gonna have to use the sword here. There we go. Mothula down. Is it a pendant? There's a big key. Is it a good one? Oh, it is a good one.
It is a good one. And we know where Desert is.
Yeah. That's interesting. So we can just go from one crystal into the next maybe crystal. It's gonna be a required dungeon no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter if it's crystals or not at this point.
I'm curious to see if Andy tries to maybe check the save scum of the desert right before he goes in to do back a desert. Because he did grab that small key.
That's fair. It's like down the rabbit hole. You get a sword that's out of logic, so you beat a dungeon that's out of logic to get a big key that's out of logic to beat the next dungeon out of logic.
I mean, I guess knowing that it's a ped seed, you probably don't want to do something where you're forcing yourself to find a small key if you don't have to. Because if Andy checks Desert Ride and finds something of like potential value, you may keep it, but again, with this being a pet seed, you have to clear your dungeons. I'd get the dungeon out of the way instead.
What is the odds? Do you think that Andy will find a boost before heading up to Desert again?
No. I think Andy is waiting to check that area until he gets either a glove or maybe he finds like the mirror and finds Bumper Cave. So I want to think that answer is going to be no.
Yeah, it's kind of awkwardly, even though it's like close to your saving quick point, it's still kind of awkward position to have it in because you have the flute, so like you can use flute as soon as you saving quick instead.
Yeah, and that could be one of the issues that you run into in a Crosskey seed, where it's like, oh, I have this entrance that's, easy to get to. I can just put it off and for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, an hour and 20 minutes later, you're like, oh god, I haven't checked this that I've been meaning to check for so long.
So no hammer, so we can't go around here in pod, but we do have 2 small keys, so we're probably gonna is gonna skip it for now, or no, never mind.
So it's like be a little surprised.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe it's gonna go for like the rest of Outcast first, just to see if they get like more keys or something. But no,
maybe
we're gonna head to the back here.
I'm gonna do the in logic checks first.
Makes sense, yeah. Don't wanna forget about those in logic bombs here. Hey, here's Meyer. Let's see if there's any bomb boss requirement here. No? How about that?
Right. And he has either. That was through Hookshot Cape, by the way, and we find Ganon's Tower. Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh.
Can't do... Well, actually, we have Kane and a... but we don't have a small key. We can steal the small key and go, like, right side if we want to. There's another pod key as well.
I wonder if Andy's going to do what you said. It looks like he's heading in that direction, although this might just be a torch check. Hey, look, that appears to be bottle number 4.
Yeah, and he's going for the key steal here. I think it makes sense. You're in the area. You want to get as much value out of this as possible.
Yeah. That's smart.
So with this small key could go all the way over to the to Ice Armos, and we also have the big key for Gannis Tower as well. Did find another pod key in the back of pod. Classic.
I say always a pod key in pod.
Yeah, it feels like it. And there's a Gannis Tower small key.
Okay, that's 2 GT keys that we know about. Shkoople has them both. I'm watching Andy's camera, which we have access to on the commentary side. He seems, I don't want to say unsure, but like this decision almost seems to be painting him a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see if we get anything good here from Tyler. We got 5 rupees. It's better. That's like 5 times better than a single rupee.
It's true. Not used to this little thing from Andy. We got it.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of doing that.
Yeah. Shkoople, though, picking up the Ice Rod here in Dark Maze.
Oh, maybe that's where we're getting all the bottles, right? So we can do Fighter Sword. See, that's half magic. We do Fighter Sword Trinex.
Oh, God.
There's a skull with big key as well.
Oh, we also picked up. There was a small key in there, and I've already forgotten what it was for. It was, I think, Turtle Rock.
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so that's... You're right with all the bottles that we have and just the sword that isn't in logic. Oh, cool. Let's go kill Trinex out of logic.
Yeah, I don't want to swear on it, but I think there is like a logic requirement for it, right? You need like 4 bottles or something like that. Or like a half magic and 2 bottles, maybe, to be Trinex with Fighter Sword.
I would believe it. Like you, I don't know that off the top of my head, but yeah, I would trust you on that one. And yes, as chat points out, we are still 2 keys away from that Ice Rod being in logic. We did find a 4th pod key in pod. And a key in GT. So we only actually need 2 more small keys for all 6.
Yeah, speaking of 2 keys, we're also 2 keys away from that Trinex to be in logic as well. So you will need all of the small keys to Turtle Rock before he's actually in logic. Got a shield here and our last key for Mr. Meyer. Gonna get to see the big chest as well, and then we're gonna be out of here. Unless it's a hammer. But I suppose technically we could climb right now, but I don't think Andy is going to go for that quite yet.
that is a risky proposition right now.
Yeah. Especially since I think we still haven't seen everything in my area here. We do get a back of blindside. Did we see this one before?
We have not, because this was boot locked.
Oh, okay.
This was Dark Bonk Rocks.
Oh, that's a mirror and a glove. Okay. That seems pretty good. Turtle small key. Wow, glove and mirror, huh? It's like 2 of those things that Andy might be waiting for before going to get those boots in that area.
Yeah, and so he's definitely going to need to head in that direction sooner or later.
Yeah, getting quite a lot of good items here for Shkoople.
But again, Andy has the knowledge advantage, and that it's going to mean something.
Yeah, the good thing for Shkoople in terms of that is that like you don't really know which dungeons are pendants and crystals at this point, so you might just run into the pendants anyways.
Yeah,
and then you just blind pull it. That's gonna get the sword here as well, so that's gonna be pretty sweet to have.
he's heading to desert. I think he's going to save scum the small key.
Yeah. Just gonna check if it's anything good. If not, can you just do a quick reset and then come back?
What would make him keep this? No,
it would have to be something guaranteed required, I think. Like anything else is probably not worth it. That map, Fire Castle, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You can find the sword that he has now.
If you get a map for Gannis Tower 2, probably gonna keep it. Oh, it's a big key for Ice Pass. Oh, I don't know if I would save this. I would probably reset.
Yeah.
I might check the last chest before resetting. Nope, he's just gonna leave.
He's going. I'm surprised by this.
Yeah, same. Because he is now in a position where he's guaranteed himself that he's gonna have to find that Desert Smoky later.
Well, he hasn't save and quit yet, so he could still potentially. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. I was a little concerned, but yeah, he's not gonna hold on to that ice big key for now.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Having said that, he did find a small key to Ice Palace on Ether Tablet. That's not going to be important. We already have one. Although Andy doesn't have it, we do have knowledge of one Ice Palace key.
Yeah, and he only found it. He never was able to require it because no Master Sword.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess that gives us information about all of the keys to Ice Palace.
It does.
So Desert Small Key required to beat Ice Palace today.
Interesting. Let's see, where's Shkoople's gonna check the race game entrance.
Yeah. Did we ever even see what was on race game? I think no.
I'm sure the runners checked, and I don't remember what it was, so it's probably nothing.
Speaking of nothing, there's nothing in that cave.
That's true.
Unless maybe, I don't know if we know where it's connecting actually, so that could be something.
I suspect Shkoople will probably check this right now. Because I think this is kind of an end of the route moment. Nope, just kidding.
Alright.
Making a fool out of me.
I think I never did. Oh, maybe I did do the game. Yeah. Okay.
No, I did the game. Desert left, by the way, popping out at the TR bridge exit. I wonder where Shkoople is headed off to now. I think he's probably checking out Swamp, which we know is a connector. I forgot which connector, but I have it marked as a connector. Opened it, but didn't go in. Have we seen the other end of it? I don't know. Andy, I'm thinking, is beginning to run out of things to do. I think he's going to get his boots soon.
Yeah, that seems like a big bottleneck in the seed. It's going to be forced to do it sooner rather than later. It's starting at Sank, so this looks like a play over to that area.
So this will be good for Andy.
He's probably going to be quite happy to see these sub-hour boots.
He'll be happy to see the boots, but at the same time, he's going to be like, God, I could have had this so much longer.
Yeah, it could have been sub 10 minutes instead of sub-hour, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm waiting for his reaction when he sees this big key. And in terms of big keys left, we haven't seen Hera, Pod, or Swamp. So still some potential.
Yeah. Pod definitely required, and Hera could be required, depending on where the hookshot is. There's the boost for Andy. Didn't seem like too upset about it.
Didn't seem too. Well, he didn't look too thrilled either, but
no.
Yeah. The boots are good. All right, so
It's like better late than never, at least.
Yes, exactly. You know, I tend to average, an hour 50 boots, and that's always fun. So we're about an hour into this seed. This is going about how you would maybe probably expect it to go. It might seem like we haven't made a lot of progress, but we actually have. Ooh, there's Paradox. There's a 7-item cave that we have not seen yet.
Yeah, speaking of progress, this could definitely lead to some significant progress. 7 items in here, it's a pretty good chance that at least one of them is good.
Yeah, I don't know what connector shkoople took that popped him out of here in Dark Shopping Mall. I wonder if that was a Hyrule Castle entrance, but I'm not sure.
Oh, there's a small key for desert. Okay.
All right.
Other than that, it wasn't too exciting of a Paradox Cave here. We do have the connectors as well, though.
Yep, it did get a 3rd GT key. We're about to see Andy doing Andy things that only Andy can do. Bonking to this chest isn't logic, and that's boring. But we're about to see a hover.
Is he gonna get knocked down by the jelly? Yes.
that enemy was like, "Oh, you can hover? Oh, well, let me introduce you to my face."
Yeah, please. The jellies are always hovering, so they're not very impressed.
I completely was looked away to see what that was. What was that?
We didn't get anything good yet. So a heart, I think, and then a heart piece, and a blue cane. So yeah, not too good. See if shkoople is gonna maybe go for the thinking Skullwoods. No, it's gonna take this connector into the Dark World instead.
That's fair. I don't think, aside from Pod, he's done a lot in the village area. He'll probably take this north, I think.
Have we actually seen anyone go into the other part of Skullwoods?
I don't think so. I guess. Oh yeah, no, he jumped down. Huh. A little surprised because shkoople just recently popped out of Bumper Cave in Dark World. So he was already in the area. I'm a little surprised that he just kind of is now back in the area doing this.
It does have the mirror this time around, so you can check out a couple of new stuff here.
Definitely. And I don't think we've been south here yet.
Yeah, we cannot do that without the hammer. Do have the gloves for it though. It's better to not have the hammer when you find Spike Cave rather than not having gloves, because you're gonna get reminded that you can't do it a lot sooner.
It's very true. Finds Meyer Shed. Andy, you're gonna take these boots and kind of head off in the same direction, which a little unfortunate knowing that his glove and mirror are the other way.
Yeah. So it's gonna isolate a couple of stuff over here.
I think at the 1 hour mark it is a good time to remind chat to follow these runners if you haven't already. Shkoople definitely being the more popular of the two. Getting a little bit bodied by the Murderdactyls, but with only doing 1 heart of damage,
yeah, shkoople is not only getting followed by people, also getting followed by these birds quite a lot.
You're gonna see what the back of Skull Woods is. Just Chicken Hut.
Oh, there's our first sword in logic.
Oh baby, we can use the sword in logic now.
Finally.
Chat pointing out that Shkoople's a chick magnet, but I just want to say that Andy's in Chicken Hut right now, so who's the real chick magnet?
That's fair. Oh, that was behind the fire. Was there? And what was the item? I actually missed it.
I don't think it was anything important.
Okay.
Chat will confirm that or yell at me for being wrong. There you go. See, Chicken Hut was junk. Chat has our back. They're the real commentators here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a chaotic mode, which makes it like it's like part of why it's so fun to play. And ooh, there's the hammer.
There's a hammer that you could have potentially had
open for our runners for a very long time.
That's also one of the ones that can just be a little annoying to reach. Like, do you really want to go into Skullwoods?
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that it took them this long, because we did have the fire rod like super early, and there's a second bow as well.
There's our logical bow that gets us what we had earlier. Okay, things are happening now.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, they had access to this quite early, and they know that there's a set number of items up here.
Yeah.
But hey, better late than never. And shkoople, when getting that hammer, will actually have like full access to the Dark World without having to take any connectors or anything like that.
True. And this also might actually push him to go finish off Ice Palace too, because he'll have the ability to clear ice, minus the big chest.
Yeah, I was about to say, hopefully for shkoople, they will check the desert first.
One thing that chat is definitely pointing out that is unfortunate on Shkoople's side, did not mirror to do a pet check, so his probably best chance of checking to see that it is in fact a pet seed just came and went.
Yeah, I think like it's not too big of a deal as long as like we don't get information about all of the crystals quite soon. Because otherwise he probably is just gonna like run into them anyways.
True, and I don't think either runner has really done any map check yet.
Yeah, I think like for Andy, it doesn't like there's no need to do a map check. Andy farming up 2 hearts and then losing them right away is pretty funny.
He's gotta be careful.
But yeah, for Andy knows he has to beat every dungeon, so
yeah,
doesn't really need to do a map check.
That's
People might do it though, because like in their eyes, they're just looking to like aim for those crystals.
Andy farming more hearts, taking advantage of the stun prize. Andy almost was about to attempt Spy Cave and then would have been very sad.
It would have got like the majority of it done at least. Just missing like the important part.
Would he have made it the whole way?
Yeah, he has the blue cane and half magic. Okay. So it should be enough. Right, that's only took 2 bombs to do this bomb jump here. It's like almost optimal. And shkoople is gonna do the back of Skullwoods here. It's gonna get the big key for desert, so I might pull them into doing that. But also having a small key knows that they can do like the back for free, pretty much. Also has the hammer and mirror, so after desert is completed, could just head to like East F Mountain as well.
Yeah, that's a high density number of checks for shkoople at this point, so that'd actually be a very smart play. Doesn't have knowledge yet that GT is just in the mire area, but very quick fight. Yeah,
very nicely done. Do you remember where the connector to that my area was?
Yeah, it was through Hookshot Cave, which is just South Kakariko.
Ah, I see. And I believe Shkoople has not done the first chest in Hookshot Cave yet.
He has not. So he might actually head in that direction right now. But it looks like he's heading towards that flute and is going to be fluting away. I suspect he's going to do what you said and go to desert. Nope, just kidding.
Might do front of desert first here. So it's going to get them their big key as well. Oh, it's a pendant though. I could maybe like... I think like you still do back of desert, right? If you're going to go to east of mountain anyways. Because it's just like one fairly quick item.
Yeah, I agree in that. But that is our second pendant that we know of, so we're now just looking for one more pendant before we get that that Swamp Small. Having said that, still don't have the flippers, so can't even do anything in Swamp at the moment. And this will actually be good for Shkoople as well, getting this Ice Palace key, because now he won't isolate the big chest.
Yeah, that's pretty nice to have.
To answer a question to chat, Mir was at Blind Hut, which is at Dark Bonk Rocks. Andy has not head in that direction yet. There's also a glove there.
It's in the backup pod right now. Does not have the big key yet though. So we'll only be able to check everything that Shkoople did. I guess maybe we'll be able to check the vanilla big key chest as well.
If he wants to, yeah. I don't think Shkoople had the keys to do that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a possibility he might just save that and then do it later when he does the boss if he has an extra key by then.
Yeah, I think he may save Scum it as well.
Oh yeah, that's fair, because you take like a Death Warp here to get back to the front anyways.
Yeah. Jetters, I think in the vanilla game, I don't think there is a small key in the dark basement.
There is. I think it is on the left side.
Okay.
It's a backup strat if you don't do the bomb jump for the vanilla speedrun.
Ah.
So gets up to, I guess by doing the side of desert, I forgot about that. It gets up here anyways. So already being on top of Death Mountain, it's gonna skip desert for now. So that could be something that ends up hurting Shkoople a little bit.
And he's definitely setting up a Death Warp here. He's gonna save Scum this key entirely.
Right, so Hera and Ice Palace was the red crystals. It doesn't really matter. We know what's behind the Pyramid Fairy anyways, but it gives us some information about what the last pendant could be.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're looking for at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you think the last pendant is actually going to be? Since we're talking about it.
I think Tart Rock, honestly.
You think Turtle Rock?
Got so much stuff for it already. It's not in Logic yet, but like those keys could definitely be in Logic. We just haven't found them yet.
That makes sense. All right, so Andy checking that the pod big key chest are just a piece of heart, so he will no longer need any more keys to finish off pod.
So we did see Super Bunny Cave here on Death Mountain. It's like the same place where it normally is, but in the light world. Oh, but here's... Oh, this is awkward. So we got two one-way connectors here. Both of them have items behind them.
Which of your one-ways do you do?
I mean, it's fairly quick to get back here. Actually, it's it's fairly quick. You can even use save and quit to the old man, right? And get back up and use mirror and jump down.
Oh yeah, with the old man save and quit point being right there and Shkoople having the mirror.
Yeah, so that way you could actually get here super quick.
Looks like Andy's gonna go back into GT. I wonder if he's gonna climb. after he finishes sequence breaking left side.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 items in the top, and then there's 1 item or 2 items in the drop as well. It would have to... Yeah, we do have a little bit of a key situation, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't actually have enough keys to do this.
I think if he skips the map chest, I think he'll be fine. If he chooses to climb.
Yeah, I'm not sure if even that is the case, because he did steal the small key already, so he didn't get like that one. I'm unsure.
Pick up pod 5. Oh, he almost he ran over there.
Yeah,
and stopped. So
yeah, you save that for after you're done on the left side first at the very least.
But you're right. He's not gonna have enough keys.
Yeah, because he did steal. Unless he happens to find a key over here. Yeah, so that Super Bunny connector took shkoople into the dark Death Mountain. So it's actually managed to like just get both of these without even doing a same quit here. So that's pretty nice.
Andy found the second castle tower key.
Nice. Now we can go get that pod bit key.
Oh man.
Let's see what keys are. Oh, here's a big key. Oh, yeah, that's the one for pod.
That's all right. That puts that big key on the lumberjack. Potentially, probably much more likely that it's not required.
Yeah, it has to be Hera or Swamp Big Key now, I think.
Yeah, y'all are talking that sword is in logic, but that Hyrule small key is not in logic yet. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Feaston Big Key was in the Ice Palace Vanilla Big Key location. Speaking of Ice Palace, that's where shkoople has now returned to clear out the rest of this. No Sitsu Crystal, and has done most of this already. Still gonna have to do the Icebreaker here a second time around, partly because it's faster, but also because left one chest over here last time.
100% going for the he's going for this big key.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's going for it, even though he just got a required big key. But
he's not going for it. Oh,
okay, he's not going for it. But then again, yeah, like Feaston Big Key would be the only big key that would be worth it here for Andy.
I guess.
So it would take like a 33% gamble of it being a required big key.
He does seem to be struggling a little bit as to where to go. We know his progression is sitting rather isolated for him at Dark Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, does not have a lot of reason to head over there, except for that location alone. So nothing good comes out of that big chest in Ice Palace.
Yeah, especially since, kind of like you said, what would draw you over there is if you had a glove so you can get over there quickly, or a mirror so you can check the other two mirror checks that are along the way. It's
quite unfortunate.
You know, it was almost like the situation with the boots where like you kind of didn't want to go towards the lumberjack house until you had like a glove to combo it in with the other entrance, or like the mirror when you pop out of Bumper Cave. So yeah, things going not terribly great at the moment for Andy. shkoople though now on his Cold Star fight, taking some damage.
Yeah, taking a couple of hugs. Does have the red mail, so that's definitely been a little bit of a saving grace in this fight so far. And I mean, when you have the red mail, you can play it a little bit more risky as well.
Yeah.
Just and use the green potion here just to be able to get done with the fight a little bit quicker.
True. It's a heart piece, so nothing else behind the Ice Palace play, but that is his second crystal, and that's the name of the game.
That's a nice pickup. Gonna get our first sword check here. Something that isn't logic, because we do have the gloves in logic at least, even though Andy don't have them yet.
Oh my god.
Well, that's one way to get a glove.
I'm not gonna lie, that is... I think that's a bailout.
Yeah, because now it's gonna be way easier to get to that location to get like the other gloves and also the mirror.
Not heading in that direction yet, but that is a big glove for Andy at a crucial time.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go get this Ice Palace big key, and I think he's gonna go straight to Ice Palace at this point.
Interesting, yeah.
Or he's not going to get that Ice Palace big key. Just kidding.
He's heading to East of Mountain, yeah. Or doing Desert first.
Oh, no, he's just going to head over.
Interesting.
Shkoople, English.
It's going to go for the Trinex fight. Almost forgot to switch to Ice Rod, but remember just in time. Did do the first hit with the Master Sword though, so they have to do the fight a little bit differently than maybe they were planning to do it. Does still have a green potion here, so should be pretty safe.
To answer chat, Andy knows that Swamp Palace is a crystal because the Swamp Small Key is on the pedestal, so he knows just by default that Swamp has to be a crystal. So he has not completed Swamp, but just he knows it's there.
Nice fight there for shkoople. Very strong finish here. We'll see what item we'll get. We get a small key for Skullwoods. Interesting. And there's our last pendant.
You called it.
That?
You called Turtle Rock being that pendant.
So we do have access. It's out of logic still. I do have access to get that pedestal now. But we still don't have the flippers, so it won't really matter until we have the flippers anyways.
That's true. I wonder if Shkoople's going to make this play over towards Desert, though. I wonder if
Looks like it.
I wonder if he's thinking Ped is looking juicy right now, because he knows that Desert is a pendant.
Yeah, at this point, finishing Desert is pretty much just like getting 2 items. You can almost see it as like a green pendant, because like you get 1 item from the boss and then you can go and fetch the other item afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty good deal, even though he haven't read Ped. So it's gonna be a little bit of a pleasant surprise when he pulls Ped and get that small key. It's one of those moments where you're like, oh, I beat all pendants and didn't really get too much good out of it. And then you pull Ped and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, now we're in a pretty good shape here.
You wonder how I wonder how Shkoople will feel after like you said, you clear the pendants, you don't get a whole lot, thinking, oh crap, you pull Ped, it's like, oh, this is required. But at the same time, knowing where that book was, you could have potentially known about that sooner. So I think it kind of cancels out like the elation of thinking, oh man, I might be super ahead by blind pulling a required Ped. Shkoople going to make quick work of Landmo. Easy peasy. And gets 10 arrows. Andy, meanwhile, heading over in this direction. Heading into Desert, probably heading back towards the mountain area. Shkoople, though, gonna give us a pet pull. So he will get his Swamp Small.
Yeah, this is the moment where I wish that shkoople had some cam activated as well, so we could see the reaction here. But
so the knowledge that Andy had at the start of the race, the knowledge advantage is now over. And I would almost give shkoople a lead, a little bit of a lead right now. Just with the mirror. Swamp Palace, look at that.
yeah, no BS as well. No reading the pad in advance. No sword slashes after getting the item. Just straight back to business here.
Alright, so an hour and 23 in. shkoople looking for hookshot flippers, obviously for her Swamp Palace. We still need to find Thieves Town and Mire. And then we need the pod big. So we are 5 things from go mode. And he's... Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just about to say we know where pod big is. Just shkoople haven't found it yet.
Yes, true. shkoople going to give us some new entrance checks that we haven't seen on top of Hyrule Castle. Find our 3rd shield. So does that logically put the other bow into logic?
I guess it does. I mean, then we get cape from like the bow.
Oh yeah, that's right. The bow put the other. Alright, yep. You're right.
Right, so nothing good up there. I was actually kind of imagining there was going to be something good up there.
I was kind of thinking the same.
Do you have like the desert mirror spots as well? Something we haven't seen yet.
That too.
Which we might see quite soon, because shkoople is heading up here. Probably gonna head up all the way to Catfish and then mirror, do Sora as well, and get the meds. So we'll be able to like do all of the Mire stuff without having to rely on any connectors or anything like that.
Yep, true. So Andy, by the way, gonna finish off Todoroki his 2nd pendant and know that he will have access to the pedestal once he finishes off Desert. Although I don't think he knows that Desert is the 3rd pendant. Nice compass.
Setting up for the Ancilla glitch here, but I do believe it's not going to be quite possible because today... Oh, never mind. I thought that after... I guess they did a reset after beating Armos.
God. That was a little concerning, and now he's stuck as a result. So,
yeah, that's a little bit awkward. Could do just flute to 8 and then fake flipper back up.
That's actually... No, he's not going to. That's unfortunate because he's now going to use that on the mids.
Yeah, that's quite rough. It's going to be probably skipping that for quite a while now. Gonna head back into the Dark World. So where it decides to go from here. A little bit uncertain what our play here is for shkoople. And it's taking the connector to Dark World again. Maybe it's gonna head south this time around. It's gonna go to pod first, can beat the boss there now. That big key.
Yes, he does have that big key.
Oh, we're gonna see the tablet check here.
Yep. I don't think so. At what point at this would shkoople now go back to Zora? Like that's an unfortunate. There's another.
Oh, this is a big key. Oh, okay. So it's a hair of big key up on the. Okay. So and then we have the hook shot in hair big chest, right? I remember.
Hey, you called TR being a pen, and I'm calling hookshot in upstairs Hera.
Yeah, that's quite more impressive, if I'm gonna be honest. And we do find Fuse Down. It's right next here to that tablet shake, so we can beat the boss here. We just would have to leave that big chest in the back.
Chat, however, is dashing my dreams, correctly reminding me that the second castle tower key is hookshot locked, and thus the Hera big key is hookshot locked.
Ah, well, that's quite unfortunate.
And to bomb jump to that key, bomb jumping's not logic.
Those are flippers, but yeah, so we could actually head into Swamp now. We still can't finish it until we have that hookshot though.
Quick and easy on Andy's side. 17 hammer hits, Quicksilver arrow, and that is crystal number 2 for Andy. Let's see where he goes now. He's going back inside, probably for the big chest, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Shkoople finding yet another compass that's in its vanilla dungeon. I want to say that's like the 3rd or 4th. And yeah, those flippers may draw him back to Zora.
Does make it a bit more convenient to get there. It's just a little bit awkward that he got them like right after that entire incident. Andy is not gonna head in. I'm not sure where Andy's gonna go. Oh, it's gonna go to Feast on here as well.
That's good. He's not losing any time to Shkoople in that regard.
Yeah, it's like they're both damned if there's something in the big chest, so none of them would get like an edge from that.
Gonna see a quick blind fight. And Shkoople will be getting crystal number 3.
Switching to hammer here, so maybe they have some specific plans for after this, or maybe just preparing to have the hammer out if they want to flex a little bit on blind. Didn't really get anything good here except for the crystal, of course.
Andy leaving because he doesn't actually have that Thieves Town big key because he has not done Ice Palace.
Oh, that's true.
Thank you to Jetters for pointing that out.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's not gonna end up hurting him too much right now, since we didn't really get anything good in the bag. And Shkoople is gonna, yeah, they're both gonna check the same trail here.
Kind of funny that their routing has kind of converged here an hour and a half later.
Yep. It tends to happen every now and then.
And he's looking like he's going into this portal. Hopefully he checks Dark Bonk Rocks, which will answer all of his questions.
Yeah, it looks like both of them are going for the stuff that they need right now. So both will get their mitts, and they will also get the mirror as well. Oh no!
Dang it, Andy!
Maybe he's
Go
just
back.
Gonna check this one entrance here and then head back again.
No, he's gonna.
Okay, now Not
He's going dark shopping mall. I don't think he's been to dark
okay.
shopping
Yeah,
mall yet.
Oof. Yeah, that's a bummer.
This will lead him to Paradox, which will get him his Thieves' Big Key.
Mm-hmm.
So that is good for Andy. Shkoople doing the worst check in the game, Hobo.
Oh, right, because Death is Small is in Paradox, which will give him Ice Palace Big Key, which will lead him into Ice Palace to get the Feast on Big Key.
Yeah, so there is a lot good here for Andy.
I got a little bit confused first. I was like, well, Feast on Big Key is here. But okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So yeah, that's good. But still keeps isolating that location where both the mirror and the glove is.
I mean, if Meyer is accessible without the mitts, I don't think the mirror has really helped Shkoople much yet at this point.
Yeah, I guess like the big thing it does is not letting him isolate a lot of locations.
Yeah.
And I would still imagine the mirror is required somewhere here, most likely around the desert area.
I'd believe that, yeah.
Getting the mitts, I would not be surprised to see him just flute there right away, because he haven't checked anything in that area.
Yeah, so I agree. He's going straight to the Meyer area.
Yeah,
which would lead him to the pod big key.
Yeah, gonna be able to like full clear Gennis Tower as well. Oh, yeah, I guess we never
Meyer's
did the
been
mirror
right
here.
there the whole time.
Okay, so ends up the mirror is definitely important.
Yes, it is. Having said that, we are hookshot for... all we're looking for at this point is the hookshot. At least combined.
Yeah. Yeah, Shkoople would get the big key for pod if they go to the my area, and at that point would only need hookshot. And they still would have to head over to the Bonk Rocks at the Dark Riddling's house to get the mirror. And potentially mitts too.
I think the hookshot is here in Meyer.
Could be. I mean, it can only be in Meyer when you have boots, right?
It's true. To answer chat, this is not a bracket tournament at the moment. This is the Swiss format, so this is round 1 of Swiss. Everyone is 0-0. Basically, how Swiss works. Actually, Walter, I'll let you. you know how this works better than I do.
So yeah, normally in Swiss, like tiebreakers is a big deal. We decided to not have tiebreakers be a big deal this time around because it can make the first couple of rounds quite stressful. So pretty much like if you get only 1 or 0, oh, there's the hook shot in Meyer. That's a pretty big deal. Yeah, pretty much we play 8 rounds on Swiss, and if you get 0 or 1 loss, then you're guaranteed to go to brackets, and if you get 2 losses, then you'll be in the plane race for the brackets. It's going to be a top 16 after the Swiss runs are completed, and you always play against someone who has the same record as you do.
That was Shkoople while we were picking up Tempered Sword. So he's set, and I gotta say, I think for Andy, I think the clock is ticking. This is...
Yeah. As soon as Shkoople goes to the Meyer area, which very well might be right after this, it's gonna run into Gennis Tower and get that big key for Gomo.
Do you think maybe he does Swamp Burst?
I think that's definitely a possibility here, which would be definitely a good thing for Andy if he wants to catch up here. Now, Andy just got his third pendant and does have those flippers, and he has doesn't have too much open frame, so he might actually dip into Swamp Palace potentially as well.
Yeah, that would be really bad for Andy at this point. Doing it without the hookshot, obviously, and then knowing that it's not required. Where is he going right now? Oh, he's going into Ice Palace. This is the Ice play, which makes sense. I'm a little surprised he didn't go pick up... Oh, he did pick up the big key, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he went back for it. But yeah, so with the way Swiss rounds works, no matter like how this race ends, like there's both runners are still in contention of making it to brackets.
Yeah, I think given we have 168 competitors, and it's 16 that make the bracket, I think you guys have decided that you kind of have to go 6-2 to be in the running for top 16. 7-1 would comfortably get you in. 8-0, though, obviously you're the 1 seed. 6-2 probably puts you in a tiebreaker race.
Yeah, I think about half of the 6-2 will make it into brackets, roughly.
Andy picking up his Thieves Town key. Shkoople, though, finishing off Meyer. That is crystal number 4 for him. But again, he's just looking at this point. He's looking for pod big at this point. Does he have a spare pod key with him at the moment? I'm not sure.
I think that he has one spare. He had 2. No, he'll get one in Ganistar.
Yeah, I was about to say that there's 2 in GT, so that's actually not that big of a deal. But yeah, he is going to go do Swamp House right now first before inevitably heading up to the Mire area. Which
I think it makes sense. Yeah, you cleared all the pendants to get here, and like you can full clear this. So I think it makes a lot of sense to just head in here first.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's scary to find, but it's not going to end up hurting Shkoople too much.
That is a logical double dip of Thieves Town right there.
See, I think there's like 2 ways this could go for Shkoople after this, as far as I can see it. Like either he just flutes right to my area, or takes that hookshot into Hookshot K, which will lead him to my area anyways.
Yeah, because I think in Shkoople's mind, he hasn't found GT at all. So, he in his mind, he's probably thinking, if it's not here in Swamp, I have GT to search out, and GT is, we know it's the answer. In his head, he's like, if it's not Swamp, it's likely the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right. I think he does do Hookshot K first.
I suppose we could see a play into Hera as well before that.
Maybe. I guess I wouldn't be super surprised. It's quick. It's not far. It's just a Hyde Cave. So yeah, I could see that. Just as a hope that you get to avoid Gannett Tower altogether.
It's interesting because we know Pod Big Key is going to be Shkoople's last item for Go mode. It's going to find like the small key for Castle Tower right before getting the big key. It's going to have that just short moment of dread.
All right, so decision time for Andy. What's it gonna be?
Looks like we're heading towards maybe do a blind, or not blind pet pull, but do the pet pull. Check this.
Yeah,
Did we check this first? Yeah.
He hasn't, but we've seen it. Jumping up the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long distance to swim. You might need to take a break every now and then.
Where are you one in here? This was nothing, if I recall. Yeah, that was the other end of... Alright, shkoople easily taken down Argus right there. Gets crystal number 5. And yeah, that's... his path to victory at this point is clear.
Yeah, looking to be in a very good position here. Andy is going to take the portal here, or the connector here, into the Dark World again. So probably not heading down towards that location again, because it could just take in the faster portal instead. Yeah, he's going to check out this entrance here.
Fine chess game.
Did we ever see shkoople do this?
Nope. That... I would say that shovel would lead Andy towards Dark Bonkrocks, but you want the mirror for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awkward. Right, so we are gonna do my Hera here real quick first. Just gonna set up to do the Hera pod. It's gonna go with the spin speed strat. Very nicely done.
Andy gonna do Spike Cave with the glove. So not gonna bonk his head here on this big square thing coming up. Just a map. So unfortunately I think Andy is just sufficiently stuck at the moment. Like I just think he at this point he doesn't remember that he hasn't done Dark Bonkrocks.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. Because yeah, it does seem to have been a little bit like unsure of some of his decision here.
But shkoople, meantime, getting crystal number 6.
Yeah, just looking for that big key. We'll see if he goes to Meyer after this.
His first step is to hammer. Pounding the ground in anticipation.
Right, floating. That's the 6. It is.
Yes, it is.
So yeah. Oh, floating away again.
Up. I think he realized he has Hookshot Cave.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which
yeah.
is gonna be fun. I wonder if he takes this
I hope
if he
it
checks
does.
the connector here. I don't think he will because he doesn't know it leads to Meyer. I think he's just gonna get the checks.
Yeah,
and leave.
that's fair. It could just lead up to like Ganon's Tower or whatever. Either way, the clock is definitely starting to tick for real here for Andy. And it's about to. I'm pretty sure like it's about to be too late. Because as soon as shkoople gets in go mode, it's not gonna have much done to even do it.
Yeah, I don't see a win condition here for Andy, unfortunately. He's gonna go back and finish Thieves Town, which is fine. Oh nope, he's not. He's gonna go here, check potion shop. Alright, he is going... Oh, he's gonna check shovel, yeah.
And here's Ganon's Tower for shkoople.
Yep.
See if it goes right or left first. Probably go right first because you have like all of the small keys and you're already on the side anyways. There's that pod small key. So it's not gonna get burned by that. And it looks like Andy is gonna take the portal here, so might actually be able to get his items here, but at this point it's probably too late.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, shkoople is going to put up a very nice time here. Like, this is looking very easy sub 2 for him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think Andy realizes now that he...
Yeah. Probably not going to be too happy about seeing this.
So this is going to be unfortunate for him.
It's one of those things, like, you take a couple of different routes, and it can be very easy to just isolate stuff here and there. Like, the big part was probably that he isolated the boost early on, which ended up him isolating this as well.
Yeah, so there's Andy picking up his mitts and mirror. A little bit of relief, but I suspect in the next 7-8 minutes he'll see that dot done from shkoople's side.
Yeah, shkoople heading left side now. As soon as they get to a random room, we'll have everything they need to beat the seed. Can you just beat Helma real quick and then head again?
Imagine if shkoople picks up that second castle tower key and YOLOs
and
the
leaves.
50-50.
That would be insane. It would be very unfortunate for shkoople, but I mean, even still, it might still end up winning. Because Andy still needs to find Meyer as well.
Yeah, and though it's really easy to get to, it's not an entrance you think about when you think of Mirror right now. Because like, in Andy's mind, you have the three desert area entrances looking for Meyer, plus this one that he's doing right now is Cave 45, top of Bumper Cave.
Graveyard Ledge, top of Pyramid. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of entrances that I see Andy checking before he does the quick save and quit over to Old Man and Mirror from there. All right, Castle Tower 2.
Oh no. He was so close to doing that.
Oh my god.
I can understand the temptation of doing it because it's 50-50, right?
That would have been, oh my god. Alright, but just like that, shkoople is in go mode. Oh, but Andy's found... Wow.
Yeah, Andy got to my right away here. Oh, quick thinking there from shkoople. Just doing a same quit real quick before getting the mirror bonk. So yeah, this is good news for Andy in one way, because he's going to get his hookshot and get into go mode. But it's probably still too late. So you have to finish this and then Feast on and Swamp Palace, as well as Hera, and shkoople only needs to finish Pod and then Ganon.
Yeah, so Andy's definitely going to keep it close by just kind of very quickly finding Meyer. But in the end, it's going to be shkoople's game to lose at this point. Plus, with the path that Andy took here in Meyer, he's going to pick up his hookshot. He probably won't get his sword.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Probably just going to go straight to the boss after this.
I don't know if it's a 15-minute lead. It like the end game in Crosskeys goes by a lot quicker than people realize.
Yeah, you can just boss rush everything, and when you have like fluid and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to just get to the dungeons really quickly as well. Like after this, Andy could use fluid over to Hera and do that really quick, and then Feast Time is right next to it, and then after that just flip over to Swamp and like have all of them done within a few minutes.
I think he still needs to pick up that Swamp Small. I don't think he's gone to bed yet.
Oh, has he not pulled that yet? That's interesting.
I don't think so.
Alright.
Alright, shkoople heading on to Helmasorking. This will be crystal number 7, and Ganon today just at Sanctuary, so...
Yeah, have you heard about our Lord and Savior Ganon?
I have not. Tell me about it.
Right underneath the church.
Oh my
So
god.
that must mean that he's holy, right?
You know, I'm pretty sure there's another game like that called Diablo, like the original one, where you go into the church and just go underground until you find him.
I didn't know Ganon was a big part of that game as well.
Crystal number 7 there for Shkoople. Like, this is an all dungeon seed that he's going to sub to. Well, all dungeons minus Egg 1, Egg 2. This is going to be a 10 dungeon seed sub 2, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's very nicely done by Shkoople here.
And with where Pod was, I mean, this is actually pretty nice. You know, just mirror and do a quick rush over.
Yeah, and then Tempered and Silver, so it's going to be a very comfortable Ganon fight.
I'm glad he has silvers. I don't know if Shkoople could do Tempered Silverless.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest fight that you can do in this game. Especially Tempered. It's even harder than Master Sword. Oh, sets up the one cycle really nicely here.
Yeah, he's put in a lot of NMG work. I think he's gotten his NMG time down to either a 126 or 125. I'm not sure he's going to get the 1-in-1 here. Shkoople, please, you're making a liar out of me. I trusted you, Shkoople.
I mean, could be a little bit of nerves too, you know. You're at the end of a long seed here. Yeah, the hard part is over. Just need to make sure you don't get hit by any fire bats here, and like don't take any unnecessary risks to take a fall.
I think what messed up Shkoople was the silver arrows. Oh god. Oh god.
That was a little bit scary. It was brave to go for that slash, but
the hardest fight in the game, Master or Tempered Silvers.
Mm-hmm. Ended up getting a cape slash though. Not that it matters, but GG for Shkoople, getting a win here in the first round of Swiss, and yeah, very strong matchup here.
That is incredibly well done. Very nice by Shkoople. Takes first place, official time 1:55:43. So he'll improve to 1-0 on the tournament.
Very nice. It's always nice to start a Swiss stage with a win. Means that Shkoople will be going up against another 1-0 player next week.
And that'll drop Andy to 0-1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit scary when you if you lose your first round and then you get to face Andy in round 2 in 0-1.
You're just looking at that and you're like, oh dear.
Alright, looks like we're gonna be joined by Shkoople in a short while. Get to talk a little bit about the seed.
Dan, our bot in chat, being oh so punny. I'm sorry, I just opened up race time, and there are 17 races going on for A Link to the Past Randomizer at the moment. think I've ever seen that.
And that's why we have these tournament summers, right?
That's a lot of races.
Yeah, I think there's like 3, maybe 4 tournaments going on at the same time right now.
Hooray! To answer chat, Andy, I think, last located his mirror, and that just kind of kept setting things back for him.
Yeah, mirror was required for one thing and one thing only, to get that hook shot. We are by shkoople. GG's on the race, dude.
Hey, thanks, GG's.
So you had a great run. I mean, sub 2 for a ped seed.
Yeah, I feel like I lucked into it though, because I forgot to check ped, but I noticed I had all the big keys for the pendants, so I was just gonna YOLO it. I know you need kind of a big play facing Andy, I feel like, so it really worked out there.
And I mean, like, to kind of set the table, Andy got the book early, and actually Andy had ped knowledge not even 10 minutes into the seed. Weirdly enough, though, because he had the book, and when he saved and quit over to Sanctuary, he took west to check ped, didn't go east, and so he didn't get his boots until like the 50-minute mark, and then he ended up essentially last locating the mirror at Dark Bonk Rocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those boots, I was kind of scared of those because I put them off for a bit, and I don't think that's really common to put that area off for very long. So,
Sure.
But if you put them off even longer, yeah, I could see that. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Everything kind of flowed really well for me. It felt like for the most part, and then the crystal rush at the end into the pod big and GT, which I didn't find until late, which I think helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit scared when you quick swapped over to mirror after finding that Aga key.
I was very convinced that was the big key on Lumberjack, and I was gonna just send it, but I was like, well, you got to do random room at least first.
I mean, we were been discussing a little bit. I was like, what if Shkoople just tries to YOLO this key here on Lumberjack?
It was the plan, I think, after random room. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not a. You know what? I can't say if that would have been a bad play or not. I would have maybe at least finished off the basement, but
yeah, no, it's definitely the right play to finish the basement. But you're trying to speed it up a little bit, I think. Go for some YOLOs. I don't know. Like, I've never raced Andy before, but obviously everybody's got a lot of respect for him. You're never confident going into the race, I assume.
Well, now you can safely say you are 1-0 against Andy. And just retire now and be like, all right, I'm undefeated against him.
Never racing Rando again.
But yeah, 1-0. You're heading to the 1-0 rounds. What are your thoughts on that one?
I mean, I'm not confident in any of these matchups. Crosskeys is like a thing that like I do for fun. This is my first time really racing it. Like, not this match, obviously, but like this past month is when I really started racing the mode. So I'm not confident. This was pretty lucky. Definitely a PB in the mode for me.
Hey, that's awesome. I mean, you've put in a lot of work just in general, like because you were in the mentor tournament last year. You've pushed your NMG times to a really good time, and so it shows. And I hope everyone takes notice that Shkoople is quite the runner.
Thank you.
And give him a follow too. He's a cool dude.
Hey.
I mean, just listen to his voice. It's like so silky smooth. Meanwhile, though, Andy, finishing off Swamp Palace, gets his 7th crystal. Will be going to the Ganon fight. Does not have Tempered Sword, though. So will be a Master Sword Silver's fight.
Yeah, his go mode ended up being the hookshot, so he got the hookshot before Tempered in my ear.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
I think what else can we ask Shkoople? What were your thoughts when you found the mitts on Zora? Because like not long before that, you had fake flippered to get to check that entrance at Waterfall Ferry, got shot in the face, and then
that felt
tried
really
to
bad.
jump out because I know that was your plan was to go over to Zora.
Yeah, that felt really bad because there was nothing left in Turtle Rock, if I remember right at that point. So I just walked in, got shot for no reason, and ruined the entire route. So I got the flippers and felt like I had to go back over to that area immediately.
That worked out.
And then the mitts were like, I don't know, mitts. You're never sure if you need mitts in Crosskeys, I feel like. So I'm not sure. I didn't really have any plans to use them immediately, but it would have saved a bit of time, I guess, over what I did ending up at Meyer.
Yeah, we were thinking like mitts actually was going to help you quite a bit, just because like there was a connector over to the Maya area through Hookshot Cave that Andy checked it pretty early, but he didn't have like a mirror to check all of it. So we were like thinking that Maya or something was going to be over there. Then you just ended up getting Maya NOAs from Mimic Cave instead.
Yeah, that was like I fluted to the Meyer area and I was like, well, wait a minute. Hookshot Cave's been open all game. The boots are early. Andy's probably checked this an hour ago. So let's go clean that up before I do this. And then it just led to Meyer anyway, so. But with late boots, I guess that wasn't true.
Yeah, Andy, I think this will be his phase 2 now for Ganon. Yep. Gets a nice sweet spot there, so we'll be able to get a lot of these hits. Pop the cape. You can get 1. I don't think you can get 2 right there. Yeah, so just 1. Oof. Be careful. Oh, just YOLO walk through those fire bats. That's acceptable. Any final thoughts though on the siege shkoople? Like, I want to continue singing your praises, dude.
Nah, it's enough praise. This is just my best Crosskeys run. I got pretty lucky. Like, I don't know. This is just a really good run. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
GG's to you, man. You didn't let me down like I said yesterday.
Hey, you put that fire under me. I had to, show up.
That is a very nice triple right there from Andy. Get your GGs in chat. Andy will be finishing this race with a pretty solid time, 2:05. I mean, again, when you have to pull ped, you're not looking at it. You don't think you're looking at a great time, but these are 2 exceptional times for a ped seed. And I'm sure we'll be getting Andy here in chat momentarily. I don't think I can drag him in. I don't think I have that power. Sad face. Or maybe I do. Well, if I do, it wasn't me. Hello, Andy. GG's.
Hello. GG's.
So a little bit of an unfortunate one for you, putting off boots and then unfortunately putting off that mirror. Kind of take us through your mindset on this, because you had ped knowledge super early.
Yeah, I knew Swamp Swamp was there at like the 7-minute mark or something stupid like that. Having all of the big chest drop downs already, I just like didn't think I didn't need to do North Light World at all anytime soon until I got a glove, basically. So I put it off for a while, got boots there, and I was like, okay, well, crap, now, random boot stuff is really awkward, and then every time I was gonna go do the Hammer House and Village of Outcasts and Dark Bonk Rocks, or Dark Link's House Bonk Rocks, it was just something else would always come up.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, getting those boots late felt really bad. And then so much stuff was like glove locked. Like when I found flippers in the glove locked Thieves Town, I was like, okay, well, first glove is locked by another glove, and then that Desert Small Key was also locked by a glove. So I was just like, it's got to show up somewhere. I was expecting it to be an Ice Palace. I think that would have been better for me if the first glove was an Ice Palace, but it was not. So
Yeah, we were kind of hypothesizing that like getting to Dark Bonk Rocks, you kind of didn't want to do that until maybe you had a mirror to kind of do some of the other checks in that area, because it had unfortunately become isolated. But you still put on quite a show. I mean, to get 10 dungeons done and have a 205, that's still a really solid time.
yeah, I almost just did. If the second Castle Tower small key wasn't hookshot locked, I would have done Agnem as well. But then
I was
hookshot ended up
surprised.
being go mode.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because you went to Castle Tower right after picking up that second key. I thought for sure you were going to finish off Ago 1 at that point.
That was more like the glove might be here, because I think the first Castle Tower key was really early. It just was after I had already done the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I felt pretty good about the decisions I made. It just, the boots killed me really, really hard. So if we get the boots early, like if we, do all the drop down checks like normal, we get the boots, and then we get the first glove and the mirror in the first Dark World trip, pretty much. And that changes a lot.
I mean,
But
it's weird to think that something like a decision of getting the early book meant you went left out of the forest instead of right, and
yeah,
crazy to think that could have been like the turning point 5 minutes in, where having ped knowledge meant you skipped the boots for a long time, and that's kind of the way Crosskeys goes, unfortunately.
And it was also just like finding basically everything important except for Ganon and Uncle, I guess. And so like I'm like, okay, I don't need to go check this stuff because we're not even close to beating Ganon because I need to get all the pendants. And then it was just unfortunate, but I make all those decisions again given that situation again. So it is what it is.
Yep. But you're not out of it yet. I mean, this is the beauty of Swiss. You'll jump right back next week and try to go get to 1-1.
Yep.
Any final thoughts from either of our runners before we wrap up here?
If I could get Flute and Kakariko for every race this seed, I'd be a very happy person. So that's all.
Yeah. That was very nice. And GG to Andy, and thank you all for restreaming. This was a fun time.
GGs.
All right, with that, I think we're done. I'm gonna let Din take over.
Yeah, thank you first for both our runners. It was a really good fun match. I enjoyed that. And yeah, thanks to our lovely commentators as well. And of course our trackers, who today were Siryu and Cyber... Oh, hold on a moment, let me get this right. Cyber Chow, that's the one. Right, let's go over and raid the other channel now, because on ZeldaSpeedRuns 3, literally in about half a minute, we're going to be starting yet another Crosskeys match. So jump straight into that one, I guess, and have some more Crosskeys fun and shenanigans. Ooh, just before we go, let me just do the prediction as well, so everyone gets their points. There we go. Enjoy your points, those of you who bet on the underdog in this one. I'm sure that'll be well deserved. So yeah, cheers everyone, and yeah, see you in the next match in 10 seconds.